guys, Tom here with a comparison video between the new Manix 2 lightweight translucent blue FRN, well not FRN, some fancy FRN handles, and the standard version of the Manix. So let's just zoom out a bit here. These are two large knives, so it'll take up a lot of space. So as you can see, first off, they are exactly the same size. You know, you lay one on top of the other, they're exactly the same dimension in blade shape, handle shape, thickness, everything. So I think the only thing that's different is the blade is very, very slightly thinner on the translucent. So that makes an even lighter blade. Less metal, lighter, etc., etc. Okay, so just gonna do the differences. I'm not gonna review the knives. I'm just gonna show the differences because I've already reviewed this knife, and I haven't reviewed this one, but there are plenty of reviews out there on the Manix 2, so go check them out. So we'll start from the tip right down to the end, and we'll just do the differences between the two. So first off, right away you can tell that the blades are two different steels, a CTS BD1 on the translucent blue and a 154 cm on the standard version. The standard version comes with a hollow ground blade, and the translucent comes with a full flat ground blade. I won't compare the steels. This is a light use EDC steel, and this is a heavy use EDC steel, so obviously you can see two different knives for two different jobs. The CTS BD1 tends to roll with harder tasks, so it doesn't chip, it rolls. It rolls very nice, and it's extremely easy to touch back up. It's a very, very well made steel. So I'm just going to say that before we continue. Both have the identical finger choil. Sorry guys, having a kid is exhausting. Both feature the same ball lock, and both function exactly the same. I actually found that the translucent blue came smoother out of the box. You didn't have to work it in like I did with this one. Both work very, very well though. It's one of my favorite locking mechanisms in any knife, and I wish they offered more with this. Maybe in the future they will. The Manix 2 regular is torque screw construction. You can take the knife apart completely, and versus the translucent, this is a pinned knife. There's no way to take it apart unless you ruin the knife. But in my experience so far, the knife, the lockup is rock solid. And still, I've had this knife a long time, a year, well not a year, almost a year, maybe like 6 months, I don't know. I've had it for a while. I've EDC'd this a lot. Off the top of my head, I can't remember when I got it. I think I got it in August. But, you know, I haven't touched the pivot screw on this knife since I've got it, and it's still rock solid, no play at all whatsoever. I've used this knife for 3 weeks since I got it straight, and it's still rock solid. I use this knife every day, and I used it in hard tasks. Sorry. Actually, I'll show you this, guys. It's a fair observation here. I just dropped before, when you saw I fumbled the knife, I'd actually dropped the blade on the FRN, and it did chip it. So it's not a super plastic, it's just super light. So I'm just showing you guys it's not invincible. So this is a lightweight, light use EDC knife. It does have its limitations, as you can see right from there, but it's not a flaw. It's pretty awesome. Next, we have a handle material. Handle material on this one is a G10, a nice medium traction G10, very grippy. Obviously, it's black. You can get it in other sprint runs and other colors, but the standard version comes black. This one features the standard FRN, bidirectional pattern. It's very nice. It's because it's such a broad area. It's very grippy. It's very excellent material. It lightens the knife up unbelievably. Inside the handle on this Manix, you have a full stainless steel liners, no milling. The liners feature the jimping all here, 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 and that's it. The lightweight features a slightly milled, you can see right there. It's hollowed, not like, the way they injected it so that there's a few millimeters spacing. You can see the lines here, little cavities, and you can see it through the handle there. That's to reduce even more weight, not that it would really add much, but there are no stainless steel liners, there's no liners in here, period. It's just plastic. The material does not flex much when you squeeze it. It's very strong. You can see it emulates the jimping here, here, and on the spine. Really provides no grip at all. It's just aesthetics for just to emulate the look. The jimping on the actual knife itself is exactly the same, and it is outstanding. Finger just grips in there. Some of the best. Spyderco makes the best jimping. So, what next? We'll go to the lanyard holes next. Lanyard holes, huge. Lanyard hole on this bad boy even bigger than on this, because this has the pin going running through there, the tube, whereas this doesn't. So this has a few millimeters bigger hole. Provides an excellent lanyard hole for some 550 paracord. Very nice. And last thing we'll look at are the pocket clips. Pocket clip on this bad boy is left-handed tip up and right-handed tip up. Standard Spyderco pocket clip, beautiful, excellent, high polish, works very well. One of my favorite clips. On the lightweight, we have same thing, left-handed tip up, right-handed tip up. But we have the wire clip. This wire clip is amazing for a lightweight knife. It functions extremely well. It carries well. They carry about the same depth, but this one's a little bit lower profile. Because this isn't a bright light, it looks really bright, but in a dark, lower light area, this material is very dark, especially at the end here where it's thicker. So when you're wearing a pair of jeans, blue jeans, it just blends right in. So it looks like you just have a metal clip on your pocket, maybe a pen, a wallet of some kind, I don't know, who knows. So it does not look like you're carrying a knife, so very excellent for that. Whereas when you have this bad boy, you have this whole piece here, shows too and shines, whereas, compare this little screw to this whole flat area, it's much more visible. They both carry really well though. The weight on both, this is obviously, I'll post links to Spyderco's website, product information, so you can get all the exact specs and stats. For these, I won't be comparing the specs, I'm just going to compare the, the details here. So for the people who want to see them side by side and what the differences are. So overall, I think the Manix series is one of the best Spyderco has to offer in a heavy use knife. This Spyderco comes in all black, comes in many different variations of sprint runs that are full flat ground, that feature milled out liners to reduce the weight. And there's a whole bunch of them online, and if you just hit the forums, you can find find ones that are still available. You can find, you know, ones that aren't. Just going to be paying for them, but that's fine. So, yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed the side-by-side. So if you have any questions or comments about the knives, you know, feel free to ask, and I'll let you know. I'll answer to the best of my ability. And you know, you can see they're both really, really beautiful. Both made in Golden, Colorado. Fit and finish on them is terrific. You know, flawless. They seem flawless. Both came flawless out of the box. The only difference between the two, the lock on this version was a little stiffer, whereas the lock on this was perfect right out of the box. And it still is. It's so smooth. You know, it's such a great lock. It just flies out. And if you know, you can do just have limited space here, but the weight on the blade is just enough that you can shake it out, you know, with the flick, hard flick the wrist. And the ball lock, you know, it's like an axis lock too. If you pinch the handle, you can flick it out that way too. And that is why you're supposed to watch what you're doing, guys. Gavco, if you're watching this, I don't take your advice too kindly, buddy. I just cut myself. BD1, guys, crazy sharp. Especially that tip. Lethal. I just nicked myself with the tip there. Alright, guys. That's my comparison between the Manix 2 Lightweight and the Manix 2 regular version. So, again, questions, comments, you know where to drop them. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Take care. And I'll see you next week with a non-knife review. Leave it to that. And you guys have a good week. So take care. Peace.